Hey guys. I hopefully this works this time. Haha, Nate. Just for that, I'm gonna make you a moderator on my channel. I had to restart my channel because apparently I had to restart my live stream. So let's get on with it. Like I said, Rhea Ripley forced to vacate her women's world title. I don't know who's gonna eventually hunt her. Let's make you a moderator. Moderator. Like I said, Rhea Ripley forced to vacate her women's world title. We got R-Truth and Miz with new tag team titles. That are not the best looking tag team titles, but like I said, they look better. Yeah, I got a copyright strike on one of my live streams. I was live streaming the night that they did the Hall of Fame for WWE. I was live streaming it, but I couldn't. But I forgot that you're not allowed to show the screen of what happened. So I was showing the screen and I got copyrighted. But no problem. I can go live now on this channel. Until the strike on my other channel is taken off. So that's what I'll be doing from now on, at least until my copyright strike is gone. So just until then. But yeah. OMG. Yeah, did Moxley tell you to say that? Yeah, don't think I don't know. Don't think I don't know what he told you to do. We also got triple threat match, like I said, DIY versus the Creed Brothers versus New Day. Winners get a shot at the new current tag team champions and Norse. Let me make you a mod. Don't hide Dolores. You like Dolores. No, that's the sound of you snoring at my live stream. Because I'm quote unquote boring, and mainly because someone told you to do it. We also got now DIY won the triple threat tag team match, which means they get a shot at the tag team titles this upcoming Monday Night Raw. So as far as who I think is going to win that match, I think DIY do win the tag team titles this upcoming Monday Night Raw. So we will see what happens. We also got the return of Sheamus. He returned in a match against Ivar. Who cares? We got the return of Sheamus versus Ivar. Sheamus wins in about 6-7 minutes. It was a good return. I am happy to see Sheamus back. Can't wait to see what Sheamus does. Where does Sheamus go in the draft? I think he moves over to Raw. I think he's done just about everything he can do on SmackDown at the moment. So I think he moves over to Raw. And I think the fact that they brought him back to WWE on an episode of Raw instead of bringing him back to SmackDown, which was where his last match was before he got injured, I think that's an indication as to where they're going to sign him in the draft. And I'm actually excited for the draft because there's also a new thing that they're trying out this year, is that they're allowing current main roster superstars to actually get drafted to NXT. So I cannot wait to see what happens. I cannot wait to see what happens. Oh, Nate's not gonna do anything. Nate's not gonna do anything. In fact, he'll probably. In fact, if I hide them on the channel, he'll probably just unhide them because it's his job. That's his new job now. Apparently, that's his new job. So we got that. Yeah. Yeah, Aaron, tell him. You tell him. Okay, we got Andrade. We got an Andrade match versus Dominic Mysterio. If I'm not mistaken, Andrade actually does win this match. Also in about like 5-6 minutes. Most of the matches we had today weren't very long, except for maybe the main event, and the triple threat tag team match was about 9-10 minutes long. I know, Nate. Trolls are here. We also got Candice. Another point. Now, of course, you are going to say that, Nate. Of course, you're going to say that, Nate, because you're his best friend. Oh, well, look at that. There's someone with your former profile picture, with your old profile picture on it. Now tell me that's not, you know what. We also got Liv Morgan backstage. She talked about, we got Liv Morgan backstage. She talked about Rhea Ripley, and she talked about how she was put on the shelf for 8 months following an attack by Rhea Ripley last year. And she basically said, where was this sympathy? Like, people are showing sympathy for Liv Morgan, for Rhea Ripley. Like, where was this sympathy for me 8 months ago when Rhea Ripley targeted my shoulder and left me on the shelf for 8 months? Like, I don't know. Yeah, but anybody can take a picture of me, use it as their profile picture for YouTube, and troll as me. Hey, Hannah, I'm just gonna make you a mod at the moment because I do trust, because I know that's you. I know that's the real you. Anybody that comes into the live stream who wants to put a like in the chat, feel free to do so. It's always appreciated, but never expected. I know, Aaron. Now that's not even the real Austin manager. I know which one's the real Austin manager because I know what his profile picture is now. We also got a Cody Rhodes promo in the ring. He talked about his upcoming match at Backlash. Talked about the match we got last night, which was Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight versus AJ Styles. which AJ Styles did win. Well, somewhat clean, because he did sort of, at the end of the match, did sort of do a thumb to the eye or a rake at the eyes before he delivered the phenomenal forearm. So he did get a somewhat tainted victory, but mostly clean. I know, but I'm surprised you hate the trolls. Right now I'm surprised you're not liking all of these trolls saying all these nasty things about me, because you're not exactly my friend, Nate. So don't pretend like you actually like me now. We also got Finn Balor versus Jey Uso. That was a fun little, like, I think I know if he wasn't. Okay, well then why are you helping me get rid of all these trolls? I'm surprised you're getting rid of all these trolls when you're not my friend. But that's okay. This went about like 9-10 minutes. Finn Balor, Jey Uso actually does get the win, but the Judgment Day are able to get the last laugh. They do a beatdown on Jey Uso following the match. In fact, Damian Priest doesn't actually get involved in the beatdown, which was surprising. He almost looked as if he was a little bit annoyed at what they were doing. Well, what do you really expect, Nate, when you associate yourself with someone like, you know what, you know who. The main event of Monday Night Raw was Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. This was by far the best match on this week's episode of Raw. This was the best match. We don't make you say anything. You say most of these things because you want to. And mainly because somebody tells you to do it, and it's not us, and you know who it is. And you know we don't tell you to say anything bad. Okay? You just do it because you want to. And because a certain somebody tells you to do it. See, now I know that was you know who, because I have seen that person. I have seen him. Yeah, I know that's you, because only Moxley would say something like that. This match was by far the best match on Monday Night Raw. Went about 12, 13 minutes. Sami Zayn does get the win, but after the match, keep saying that. Keep saying that when I know you're lying. After the match, Sami Zayn would go into the crowd and would he went over to his wife, was hugging her. Then Chad Gable would do the unthinkable and would turn heel, performing a suplex to Sami Zayn before beating him down in the ring, and then would perform an ankle lock on the top rope. Ha. You know who the trolls are, Nate. So don't try. You know who the trolls are. He probably tells you in advance. That he's coming on. So as far as this Chad Gable heel turn, it was clear. It was clear as day that it was going to happen. Like, I don't know, I could tell. Nate, we've been over this before, and I'm not going to get into another argument with you about this because you know I'm right. Because I'm right, you're wrong. Let's just get that out of the way right now, and we don't have to talk about it anymore today. I'm not going to talk. Starting now, I am not going to talk about it. So let's just move on. Nah, I don't think so. Sorry. Now we'll have a drama-free stream for at least for the next 30 minutes. Drama-free. Drama-free. Okay. That was basically Monday Night Raw. If I had to rate Monday Night Raw out of 10, I would give it a 7 because it was good, but not. It was pretty good, but it was okay. It was okay. NXT. Now NXT was also pretty interesting this week. This week we got the opener was actually a match between Noam Dar of Metaphor and versus Dijak. Now this match went about 10 minutes, and surprisingly, Noam Dar actually does win the match. And I think he won via a roll-up, which is an easy win. Cheap win, but it was a win nonetheless, and it definitely surprised me a little bit. We also got a video package for Tatum Paxley, who recently turned on her supposed friend, like a friend Lyra Valkyria. She basically talked about how she was never actually Lyra's friend, that she was only helping Lyra out because she eventually wanted a shot at the women's championship. It was all about the women's championship. That's all it was ever about. From the moment this storyline started, almost immediately, I started getting Mickie James, Trish Stratus 2006 vibes because it's almost the same thing. Tatum Paxley is clearly the Mickie James character, who is a stalker and a fan, supposedly a big fan of Lyra Valkyria. Oh yeah, I can't wait. Oh yeah, Aaron, I can't wait for that as well, the NFL draft. Who's ready for any NFL draft? Paxley is clearly the Mickie James in this storyline. She is the stalker / fan of Lyra Valkyria, who just wants to be friends with her. Go to hell. And Lyra was clearly the Trish Stratus in this situation because she was the champion, obviously. And now as of this week, as of this past episode of NXT, it was announced by Ava Raine that it will be a triple threat match at NXT Spring Break-In next week, this upcoming Tuesday NXT, which is Spring Break-In. It will be a triple threat match for the women's title: Lyra Valkyria versus Tatum Paxley versus Roxanne Perez. I don't know who is going to win that. I don't know who is going to win that match, but I do potentially see Tatum Paxley winning the title. Potentially see Tatum Paxley potentially winning the title. And then have Roxanne Perez just go up to the main roster. Because I think Roxanne Perez has done just about everything she can do in NXT. And I think it's about time she gets moved up to the main roster so she can do other things. We also got a backstage segment involving Ilya Dragunov and also Ava Raine. He won in a match tonight in preparation. He's also preparing for his match against Trick Williams, a rematch with Trick Williams for the NXT title at Spring Break-In this Tuesday. Now, the stipulation for this match is that if Trick Williams loses, then he will vacate, then he will leave Tuesday then he will leave NXT. So basically, this is a title versus career match. Except it's not like Trick Williams' career in WWE as a whole, just his NXT career. Basically, he would get bumped up to the main roster, I guess, if he loses. But I do believe that stipulation means that Trick Williams is winning and that Ilya Dragunov is the one that's going up to the main roster. And if what I have heard recently is true, once Ilya Dragunov gets to the main roster, they are planning on doing the same thing to him that they did to Gunther when he first debuted, and give him a big push, which I am so excited about if it does happen. I'll be excited for Trick Williams when he wins the title, and I'll be excited for Ilya Dragunov once he gets to the main roster, because I feel like he just needs to be there already. He's been in WWE since 2019, so that would be like 5 years now, almost 5 years now. He deserves it. I guess they felt he needed at least one run as NXT champion before he went up to the main roster, because he was NXT UK champion first, then now the NXT champion. Yeah. Well, we also got a match between Ivar and Josh Briggs. They had an earlier segment backstage, which led to a match, lasted about 5 minutes. Ivar, if I'm not mistaken, won that match. That was actually almost a good little match as well, with just two big guys. I'm guessing from the segment he had with Obafemi last week, they're giving him a push maybe for the North American title, or at least a push which results in a North American title match, at least. I don't know if it's right to take the title of Obafemi just yet, when he knew he only just won it just a few months ago, just maybe like 2 months ago, well, 3 months ago, but however long he's held that title. But should be a good match if it does wind up happening, because Ivar has been giving us some incredible matches ever since his tag team partner Eric got injured, which is most would see as a curse for Ivar, but it's really been a blessing in disguise, because we've been able to see Ivar really shine as a single star. Even in defeat, most of his matches, even when he loses some of his matches, he's still better. He's still really good. He's still really good. We also got a match with AOP versus Malik Blade and Idris Sanofe, who are basically just jobbers at this point. I haven't seen them on NXT in a while. And when they are on TV in a match, they're usually losing. They're usually losing the match that they're in. And obviously they lost this match. It was about 4 minutes long. It was about 3 minutes long. Literally. And about 3 minutes long. Shows you just how pointless this match was. Hey, hello, Danny Staten. I am going to make you not just a mod, but a managing mod, both on this channel and on my main channel. So, yes, and I'm sure you already know the problem that I have. The problem that I have with my main channel, I got a copyright strike on my main channel. Don't know when it's gonna be over with, but I figured as long as I have this channel and as long as I can go live on this channel, I will do so until my copyright strike is gone from the other channel. Ugh. You trolls are really starting to bug me. But I don't give a shit. We also got Ilya Dragunov's match. Earlier on in the show, Ilya Dragunov went to Ava Raine and said, "Hey, I want a match tonight. Anybody that can make it into the ring and stand face to face with me gets a match." Now, apparently, I don't really know who this guy is. Apparently, he's 19 years old and he's a recent signing for WWE. His name is Javon Evans. He had a match last week against Scripps and he won. And he was apparently really impressive in that match. The commentary team was really impressed with what he was doing in that match against Scripps, who was pretty good in his own right. But he was the first to get into the ring and was the first to stand face to face with Ilya Dragunov. So that was the match we got. It went about 7-8 minutes. Surprisingly, it was very good. Javon Evans was impressive in this match. Ilya obviously got the win. After the match, they shook hands, obviously in a show of respect. Ilya Dragunov will now go on to his match at Spring Break-In against Trick Williams for the NXT title, with the NXT title on the line. Also, if Trick Williams loses, he is gone from NXT. But I think they put that stipulation in to basically make it known that yes, he actually is winning, and that it's actually Ilya Dragunov that's losing, heading up to the main roster, hopefully to get a Gunther-like push, which is what I have been hearing as of late, as far as when Ilya Dragunov eventually does get to the main roster. Get out of here, trolls. Not welcome. We also got, we got a no quarter catch crew. Quinn Gaffney. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are just yet. We got a no quarter catch crew. We also got no quarter catch crew. Had a in-ring segment with Tony D'Angelo apparently No Quarter Catch Crew asked for the D'Angelo family to do a hit, put a hit out on somebody. The Catch Crew put a hit out on somebody, and D'Angelo family did the job. Now, a lot of people are saying that this was Drew Gulak, who has recently been accused by Ronda Rousey of. Ronda Rousey apparently recently talked about an incident with Drew Gulak where they were backstage and he apparently touched the drawstring of her sweatpants. I don't know all the details. All I know is what she said. All we know is what she said. He basically said that it was an accident, but that Ronda Rousey apparently doesn't believe that statement. That apparently a load of bull, which is what she's saying. But this was what a lot of people were saying that was what they were talking about was Drew Gulak, and that the reason why he's no longer shown with the No Quarter Catch Crew is because of this. So this leads to a brawl. I don't know where this leads to, but I don't know. No, they probably are not, Aaron, but that's okay. They can come all they want. They're just providing me reviews. That's all they are. They're providing me reviews. I appreciate it, but they can get the hell out of here because they ain't wanted. They ain't wanted on this live stream. We also got a Sol Ruca versus Lola Vice match. This lasted about 6 minutes or so. This also but also Blair Davenport, who was the one that put Sol Ruca on the shelf for many months, much like Rhea Ripley did to Liv Morgan, came out and attacked Sol Ruca, which allowed Lola Vice to get the win. Obviously, the ref apparently didn't see the attack on Sol Ruca, so Lola Vice was able to win the match. Afterwards, we got a backstage segment involving another backstage segment with Ava Raine involving Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca won another match with Blair Davenport, and this time it will be a no disqualification match at Spring Break-In. As far as who wins that match, I do not know. Any one of them could win. I kind of like Sol Ruca. I like how she is innovative in her offense. And I think she has a pretty cool finishing move called the Soul Snatcher, which I think is a pretty cool move. I'm kind of like a reverse DDT or something. I don't know what the move is actually called, but call it the Soul Snatcher, but what is its actual like wrestling name? As far as the move is concerned, I don't know, but it's cool. Then we would get the main event, which was a steel cage match between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Hayes and Trick Williams. This was a steel cage match. As far as who was going to win this match, I fully expected Trick Williams to win this match. Trick Williams does win. The episode of Monday Night of NXT ends with Trick Williams on top of the cage, staring at Ilya Dragunov and the NXT title. If I had to rate NXT this week, I would rate it a 6.5 out of 10. Wasn't as good as Monday Night Raw, but it was still a good show. And now AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite this week was the weakest of the shows, even though it was also still decent and okay, but it wasn't like it was great. Yeah, definitely, Aaron. We got a backstage promo from Roderick Strong talking about he talked about his upcoming match at NXT at AEW Dynasty, which is tomorrow, against Kyle O'Reilly for the international championship. I fully expect Roderick Strong to win. I don't expect Roderick Strong to lose that title for a long time. I do feel like he's going to win it. Woo, 9 people. Let's go. Even though majority of those might just be trolls. We also got 2 separate promos from the Bang Bang Gang of Jay White and Austin Colton Gunn, who challenged the Acclaimed of Billy Gunn, so Anthony Bowens and Max Caster in a title unification match for both the sets of their trios titles, the Ring of Honor and the AEW Trios titles. This is what this was always going to result in, a unification match for both sets of 6-man titles, and I'm glad that we are finally getting this match because we needed this match a long time ago, and I think it's about time that the Bullet Club Gold just win these titles, beat the Acclaimed, take the Trios titles from the Acclaimed, and just run with them whatever they see fit. But please get rid of the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles. Just get rid of them. We don't need them. Just keep the trios titles for sure, because we are almost always having trios matches in AEW, so there's always a chance that we could see a trios title match on a random episode of Dynamite, or Collision, or even Rampage. But as far as who wins that match, I do expect Bullet Club Gold to win the match. It's going to happen, I'm pretty sure. We also got Swerve Strickland was also interviewed by Renee Paquette. He talked about his upcoming match at Dynasty with Samoa Joe. They would later have a main event segment in which Samoa Joe would get the better of Swerve Strickland yet again, as they have actually the majority of the time. We got the return of Jon Moxley, who recently, at the most recent New Japan, at the latest New Japan Pro Wrestling event in Chicago, which was, I think it was called Windy City Riot. Jon Moxley apparently beat whoever the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion was. Can't pronounce his name, although also I just didn't know who he was to begin with. Didn't know who was the champion to begin with, but he beat whoever the previous champion was and is now the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He came on AEW Dynamite, was the opening segment. He talked about winning the IWGP title, talked about his friends in the Blackpool Combat Club, and then started talking about the Don Callis family and how the first person he wants to set his sights on is the biggest and baddest in the group, which then he reiterated as being Powerhouse Hobbs, going after Powerhouse Hobbs. The opening match, though, was a mixed tag team match. Willow Nightingale and Adam Copeland versus Brody King and Julia Hart. Yeah, well, just buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Not just crackers. Yeah, but yeah, that would be fun. Although I don't sing, so don't ask me to sing. We got, obviously, I can't remember who won this match, but I think that the baby faces of Willow Nightingale and Adam Copeland did win the match, but in the end, I think Julia Hart was able to did a sneak attack on Willow, locked in the Heartless. Then Mercedes Moné would apparently come out of nowhere with a steel chair, would run down to the ring to attack, I guess to attack Julia Hart. And then once Julia Hart ran off, Mercedes dropped the chair and shook Adam Copeland's hand. I guess out of respect, I don't know. We also got a trios match with the Young Buck, with the new elite of Young Bucks and Kazuchika Okada versus Daniel Garcia, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Pac. Obviously, the heels won this match. The FTR did attempt to intervene in the post-match beatdown, but it was the new elite that would get the upper hand again. Now, there's a lot of speculation that the all-in footage that we saw this past week on Dynamite, which is still one of the stupidest ideas that I've ever seen in pro wrestling history. Maybe it may be worse than the Finger Poke of Doom. It may be worse than the WCW Bash at the Beach 2000s screw job or whatever. May even be worse than the Montreal screw job. But go ahead. Many are saying that this will lead to a potential return by Jack Perry, because apparently it has also been made known that Jack Perry worked his last New Japan event at the Windy City Riot. He was at Windy City Riot. I think he had like a match, but it was his last. Apparently, that's his last contractual obligation for New Japan for the time being, and people are saying that he might return at Dynasty in the ladder match and might cost the FTR the belts. I'm hoping this might not be it. This might be what's going on, but I don't know. We'll see what happens at Dynasty. It's tomorrow. Obviously, I can't watch it because I refuse to pay $50 to stream a AEW pay-per-view. I refuse to pay $50 just to stream an AEW pay-per-view. I'm much more comfortable paying $5.99 a month for Peacock. We also got a segment involving Chris Jericho and Hook. Chris Jericho wants to teach Hook and wants Hook to learn from him. Sit under, the Chris Jericho learning tree, as Chris Jericho called it. Hook apparently decided to decline. Eventually, it got to the point where Chris Jericho was even talking some trash to Hook's dad, Taz, who was in the ring, sort of moderating. Well, if she's only doing it for the trolls, then that's okay. The trolls can stay away as long as can just stay away. We also got. No, I can read the chat. I'm reading your comments right now. This also led to Chris Jericho actually shoving Taz, I think, out of the ring, which also then led to Hook confronting Chris Jericho face to face, saying that if you want a match, I'll give you a match anytime, anywhere. And now a match for the FTW Championship has been made official for Dynasty. Hook versus Chris Jericho for Dynasty. Don't know who's going to win that match. Don't really care that much, but it was an interesting segment. One of the better segments, if not the best segment of the entire show. Now, the best match was obviously the main event, which was Will Ospreay versus Claudio Castagnoli. We also got a Deonna Purrazzo versus Mariah May match. Deonna Purrazzo actually does win the match, but immediately Toni Storm gets into the ring, attacks Deonna. Thunder Rosa comes out to save Deonna. At first, Deonna's like, "What are you doing here?" Like, "Hey," and Thunder Rosa's like, "Hey, I'm saving your ass, okay? Geez, can you at least be grateful?" And then she gets Toni Storm into, I guess, a Cobra clutch of sorts, and then starts putting, I guess, makeup, lipstick on all over Toni's face, and starts rubbing it in. Like, as far as who wins the match between her and Toni Storm for the Women's Championship, I do not know. Maybe they decide to revisit Thunder Rosa as champion, or maybe they decide to just keep Toni Storm as champion, because she's been one of the best things about SmackDown, about AEW for a while now. We also got Orange Cassidy versus Shane Taylor. This match was not very long at all, from what I could tell. Shane Taylor obviously won the match. Shane Taylor and his group, with Lee Moriarty and Anthony Ogogo, or however you say his last name, started beating up on Orange Cassidy. Now, Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal. Eventually, we got at least two superstars who were, I guess, going to attempt to help Orange Cassidy, which were Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal, but apparently the recently turned heel Trent Beretta decided, no, I don't want anybody helping out Orange Cassidy. He laid out both superstars with a steel chair that allowed Shane Taylor and his crew to continue beating down on Orange Cassidy. It was what it was. Then obviously the main event match was Will Ospreay versus Claudio Castagnoli. Obviously the best match of the entire night, minus maybe the opener, which was also pretty good. This match was pretty good. Went about 15 minutes or so. So in the end, the Von Callis family, Will Ospreay did win the match. After the match, the Von Callis family obviously came out to attack Claudio. Bryan Danielson came out to attack. Came out to even the odds, if I'm not mistaken. And then Jon Moxley also came out. Will Ospreay, during this whole entire thing, was like, hey, can you guys tell me what's going on here? Why are you guys doing this? Like, he definitely looked as if he was a bit disgusted at what they were doing. But hey, that was it for Dynamite. If I had to rate AEW Dynamite this week, I would rate it a 6 out of 10. Was it the best show? Was it a good show? Not much. But it was nothing much, Nate. Just a bunch of trolls came in. Just a bunch of trolls came in. Well, maybe next time you'll learn. SmackDown was last night. Last night was SmackDown. It was a pretty good show, just like Monday Night Raw. The opener was a singles match, AJ Styles versus LA Knight. The winner faces Cody Rhodes at Backlash for the new WWE Championship. We got AJ Styles actually does win the match via a thumb or a poke to the eye, and yes, I did see that as well, Nate. I saw the QR code. I couldn't get to it, so I don't know what it was. But there is a lot of rumors that Uncle Howdy may be coming back, and that Bo Dallas and that Eric Rowan might be involved in this somehow. Maybe Braun Strowman gets involved in it. maybe even Alexa Bliss gets involved. We also got another segment involving. Oh, hey, Austin. That's Austin. That is Austin Benninger, guys. Don't time him out. Don't time him out. Yeah, I saw your comment, Austin. Yeah. Hope you have fun. Oh, I hope you have a lot of fun. We also got 2 interviews from both Naomi and Bayley ahead of their title match in the main event. We got a segment involving Triple H and Nick Aldis when they revealed the new WWE Tag Team titles for Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, which, if you take a look at the titles, they look a lot like the old tag team titles from WWF days, and even the WWE Tag Team titles that they had during the Ruthless Aggression era. It's like those titles look great. Compared to the World Tag Team titles we got this past Monday, these titles look great. We also got a Bloodline segment in which, and I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not doing anything right now. I'm finishing up my live stream and then I'm cutting off. We got a Bloodline segment. This new Bloodline, I am all excited for this. Normally I'd be hating on the Bloodline, but now that Roman Reigns isn't champion anymore, I don't care. I now actually like the Bloodline even more now because Roman Reigns is no longer champion. It's not important, okay? If she's doing it, it's only on the troll accounts, which I don't care about. Obviously, in this segment, we got... Of course you say that. Of course you say that. This segment was very good. We got Kevin Owens apparently getting bloodied up by Tama Tonga. Also, apparently after this segment, we then went to an outside segment involving Nick Aldis and Paul Heyman, where apparently Tama Tonga ran over Kevin Owens' car, kind of Rikishi style, like what do you expect me to do, Nate? What do you expect me to do, Nate? Nothing. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do anything right now. Okay, I'm going to end my live stream. I'm ending this live stream pretty soon anyways. So we got... And stop. No. Put in timeout. 10 minutes. Also, we got everything outside with Paul Heyman and Nick Aldis. Apparently, someone ran over Kevin Owens' car. Most likely it was Tama Tonga, but man, this new Bloodline is looking great. Pre-WrestleMania 40, it was basically ice cold, because it was basically the exact same thing over and over again. But now there is new life being breathed into the Bloodline, both with new members and with an exciting new storyline of now Roman Reigns will turn babyface. And who will Moxley actually choose? Who will Moxley... Yeah. There was a segment on SmackDown last night where Nick Aldis told Paul Heyman that someone ran over Kevin Owens' car and that it was Tama Tonga that did it. And he basically told Paul Heyman that if any of the bloodline cause any shenanigans on the following Friday Night SmackDown, which will be night one of the draft, then there will be severe consequences. He tried to, but Kevin Owens got by the bloodline, as I said earlier. We also got Carlito versus Santos Escobar. This match went about 5-6 minutes. Wasn't much. Santos wins. Boom. That's what it is. What it is. The LWO versus Legado is ice cold. We also got a fatal 4-way tag team match to determine the #1 contenders for Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. This was a great match. This was a great fatal 4-way match that any of these teams could have won. Went about 14 minutes or so. It was obviously one of the longest. It was obviously the longest match of the night. If not, AJ Styles and LA Knight and AJ Styles ran about 11 minutes or so. Yeah, I know. We got a moment before Bayley and Naomi's match with Damage Control up in the skybox, but Bianca and Jade would take a seat right next to them, basically. So, and I think what they may be setting up in the near future is Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control's Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag team titles. That may be where they're going with this. If so, it's actually a pretty good idea. Well, Danny, I appreciate you coming on to this live stream, and I hope you have a good night. Main event was Bayley versus Naomi. This was a very good match. Also a very good match. Went about 9 minutes or so, although it did end in a no contest when Tiffany Stratton decided to blindside Naomi, obviously in retaliation for Naomi beating her last week to get this opportunity. She also laid out Bayley. This was a suitable ending to SmackDown. SmackDown was good. Next week is the draft, start of the draft for Monday Night for WWE. So we will see what happened. yeah, that's Mox. That is clearly Mox. Carlito is Mox. Know how I know that? Because he has said those exact same words in regards to Triple H and Cody Rhodes. So yeah, try telling me that Carlito is not Moxley. That was it for SmackDown. As far as out of 10, I would rate it a 7 out of 10 because it was a very good show, pretty good show. Not gonna lie. Well, that's it. This was a chaotic live stream. Also, didn't help that I had to restart it after I originally had to restart this live stream. So this was a bit of a chaotic day for me, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream. If not, I don't know what to say to you guys that didn't like it. Go to hell, Moxley. Well, I will see you guys later. And wow, this live stream only lasted about 59 minutes. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'll see you guys later. And until next time, peace. Bye, guys.